project.
Righto, we're going to get spooked now. Can everyone please watch this story?
There's something strange in your neighborhood. Who you gonna call?
That's right, folks. You call Rob Demarest, your local good time ghost hunter. In a new series that explores some of Australia's most haunted locations, the Haunting Australia team, along with Rob,
apparently our student may have joined us.
will be using their paranormal techniques in places like Sydney's Cockatoo Island and Victoria's Old Geelong Jail. Good news for us here too. When the lights flicker and you're silent as a mouse, you can still hear that spine-chilling cackle in the studio. Yeah, the fandom of the project. Would you please welcome Rob Demarest?
Now, I might have spooked you with that first question, but I've got to ask, people are pretty sceptical about this stuff.
Absolutely.
But on the other hand, you know, we pack out cinemas watching movies like Paranormal Activity.
Yeah, big time.
You know, why do you think so many people don't believe?
Well, you know what? It seems really good to say you don't believe. It gives you that skeptical edge, right? You seem very kind of above it all. Oh, I'm not scared of this. I'm not scared of that.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, exactly. He's not scared. But I will take any of you happily to some of the locations that we visited for this show. And if you can do 1, 2, 3 hours on your own in the dark and come out and say, oh, there's nothing to it, then I'll be impressed.
I'm sensing a further segment on the show. I really think
What
that's
do you
a good
hear?
idea.
Like, what do you hear when you, if there are ghosts? Or what do you see? Is it like the white sheets? Is it like, you know, like, is it the ghosts walk through walls? Do they make noises like,
What sound was that?
It's a ghost.
I think it was the ghost of a caribou, but anyway.
It sounded like a cat dying. But anyway, the point being that, no, I've heard my name called. I have heard whispers. I have seen things that, could I call it a ghost? I'm not sure. Oh, are we going to a package now?
No. That's just moving pictures.
He's still live on TV. Yeah.
So
I'm scaring myself over there.
Rob, you talk about being scared, and you know most of us do get sort of shivers if you describe haunted houses
Sure.
or ghosts. So what made you want to chase ghosts for a living? I mean, what was it about your childhood?
Jeez, I wake up every morning thinking, why did I do this? No, what happened was my mom would take my sister and I when we were very young to locations around New York State that were empty and abandoned. Some people said were haunted. And I said, wow, could you really make a career out of this? So at 16, I did my first paranormal investigation. And now, you know, I don't want to give my age, but we'll say 2 years later, I'm still doing it. No? 20 years later, I'm still doing
You're
it.
like a paranormal Bear Grylls. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going
Have you
for
ever eaten a ghost?
it. No, drank his...
I've got to ask, how are we here in Australia? I've got to say, I am relatively sceptical, but I once drove through a town called New Norfolk in Tasmania, where Australia's first, I think, insane asylum was, or criminal insane asylum, and I got the Heebie Jeebies. I got a genuine feeling driving through the place going, something is not right here. Are we a haunted country?
You are. One of the things that I've done, I've investigated in over 40 countries around the world. Everywhere from Latvia to Jamaica to Costa Rica, on and on and on. The reason we wanted to come do this show in Australia is, despite the fact that you are a young country, you have some of the most haunted locations worldwide.
Yeah, we also win a lot of gold medals. We do. Yeah,
Sure,
we're good.
Sure. I also didn't know there was a bit of a dress code thing going on here today.
If we're allowed to dress like that, I'll tell you we would. So what's the most haunted place in Australia?
If you were going to put me on the spot, which we are doing live TV at the moment, I am going to go with Geelong Jail.
Geelong Jail.
Yeah.
These shows, you're always looking for ghosts at night, and you're always wearing, you know, night vision goggles.
Yeah.
Why can't you look for ghosts during the day?
Can.
You can?
Absolutely, you can. It would be the worst show that we ever aired. No one would watch it. but the reason that we do it is because it is easier. One, most people that are ghost hunters are amateurs, right? We don't get paid to do this. So when do we get a chance to do it? After work, at night. The other thing is sometimes ghosts give off their own illumination. You can actually see them give off a light. So if you're doing that during the day, you won't be able to see them. So that's why we do it in the pitch darkness.
Have you ever been slimed?
Are we still talking about ghost hunting?